we go.
Hi, I'm Joe Yucha. We're back in the boat shop looking at ratios and proportions and the math that we use to build things. A lot of times when we're building boats, we need wood that's longer. We need a piece of wood that's longer than the wood we have in the shop. So we have to glue those pieces of wood together, and they've got those pieces, when they're glued together, have got to be really, really strong. So we use a type of joint called a scarf joint, which is basically two long angles coming together. So if this is the thickness of the piece of the wood, we're going to cut a long angle like that to glue the two pieces together. And we have a ratio. We know what kind of length that joint needs to be in relationship to the thickness of the piece of wood. So if the thickness of the piece of wood is 1, then the length of the joint needs to be 12. So we need a 1 to 12 ratio. So we're going to lay out and cut the joints here. This piece of wood is 3/4 of an inch thick. So I'm going to need a joint 12 times 3/4. So I'm going to go 12 times 3/4. And I'll just simplify my fractions. 4 goes into 12 3 times, and 4 goes into 4 once. So 3 times 3 is 9. So I need a 9-inch long joint. So I'll take my square, come to 9 inches, make my mark, draw my angle, line it up carefully. Okay, that's 1. Then I'm going to come here. I'm going to say 9 inches again, going the other way. My other piece of wood. And I'm just doing this to illustrate, so I'm not really taking as much time or even wearing my glasses like I should be. Okay, so I'm going to save this piece and get rid of that. And I'm going to save, let's see, I'm going to save this piece and get rid of that. So I always mark where my waste is. Now I'll go over to the saw and we'll cut these. Now I could clean up that joint with a plane and then glue it together, maybe with some wood glue or some epoxy, and I would have as long a piece of wood as I need. I can make as long a piece of wood as I need making these scarf joints, keeping the joints strong. It's all ratios and proportions that make it happen.